been a tough couple of weeks for EV stocks. In this case, we're talking about NIO today. NIO was trading NIO. We learned this morning that the entire group of Chinese electric vehicle makers planning Hong Kong listings. So NIO, one of those, getting quite the boost on that news. And just with the entire group today, so strong. We're going to have a look at a great long opportunity for NIO today. Before we get to that, guys, make sure you take a second, hit the like, and subscribe to this channel. Let's go to Neil talking about NIO.
Thank you very much, Brendan. That's a bit of a mouthful. Glad you got that out there. But you talk about the catalyst, of course, whether it's a Hong Kong listing, delivery numbers came through NIO beating out XPeng there in terms of deliveries, and Li Auto as well. But with these multi-day moves on the pullback, and NIO, of course, has been depressed, you had the NASDAQ finally coming back to the upside, so some of the tech names and the high flyers were already making moves. If you follow along in the live show, we always give a look for the first hour from 8:30 to 9:30. We plan out some trades and look at some key levels. I was bullish on NIO. I knew I wanted the long trade, but in this particular case, the plan was to look at the pre-market low. In my experience, dip buying has been more profitable for me on that open than trying those little breakout trades. So when I looked at that bottom at about 36.65 or so, I had a particular entry that I liked. And I've just noticed, and again, always back test your strategies, if I make that play, I like to see it actually break through that low, that pre-market low. I want to test below it. If it cannot travel further, if it rejects almost immediately, stalls at 50 and comes back up. That's what I want to see. I get in at that pre-market low price, above that little area. That gives me sort of an easy, tight stop that if it takes out that 50, if it takes out maybe even like 10 cents lower than that, you can have a tight stop and then hang on to that long trade, which is what we're trying to do. Now, the other side of it is I like breakout trades if it's going to be an opening range break. So given that those are two bullish plays that I'm going to have, I'm going to be taking profit all the way up to that pre-market high, which is like just below that 38, because I'm going long through 38 on a breakout. So it's two separate ideas. It's both the dip where I'm waiting for it to turn off of that pre-market level fail break, and then we're taking the breakout at 38 even. Now, when it comes to picking targets for upside, this is an area of improvement for me here, because I identified by going to a higher time frame, my 15-minute, that I actually liked the out ultimately at about 39.50, thinking we could stall at $40. Now, clearly there wasn't a deep pullback at that price, and this is one of those things. When I hold on to that last 20% of the trade, which I'm looking to do here, and then take the maximum profit on it, it makes a little bit more sense as I think about this. Allow it to test a pullback, and this time it actually bounces off 39, strong sign. Allow it to get to that 40 range and actually pull back in, just as a way to maybe hold it a little bit longer. Obviously, you're seeing it break out once again through the upside. That was never part of the plan to hold through a 40 range, but it's more about identifying your style of entry. There were two in this particular case. Either one of them could have worked for you if that's your preference. I just lean into the notion of the pullback dip buy after right at like 9:30 or right after that particular open. And then once that's worked, I love that breakout play at 38 if it's past that first 15 or 20 minutes of the session. Sometimes it'll extend into 30 minutes or so. So it's two trades in one here on NIO, and you're not catching that dip buy unless you're prepared for it. That's why we go over these things starting at 8:30 in the live show, Brendan.
Yeah, regardless of the catalyst, regardless of the reason why, our job as short-term traders is to identify stocks that are moving in the pre-market and identify the ones that we like to, or for potential long opportunities. In this case, we talk about a sector move. It was almost a relief rally in a sense for some of these electric vehicle names that have just been beaten down over the past week or so. Some news coming out of Hong Kong overnight about a secondary listing for all of these. Enough positive catalysts for a great move in NIO today. I hope you were all over that. I hope you liked this video, guys, and learned something about NIO. We'll see you next time.